Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to cut this short, which has a pocket, flat front band and a back elastic. I've actually made a video on how to cut this short in my previous tutorial. If there is something you're interested in, then let's get started. I'm gonna need to use a paper stay on my pocket. What I did was measure 2 inches from the horizontal line that I drew. Then I just slanted to reach the 6.5 inches. For my zip flap, I'm gonna need to use a paper stay on my left flap. Please don't make a mistake using it on the right. Use it on the left. You are going to place your front piece in a way that the wrong side are facing each other, as you can see me doing in the video. Once you are done with that, you're going to sew a slant line from the notch part to the waist. What I'm doing here is measuring 2 inches from my horizontal line. This is how I'm going to slant my pocket. From the notch part, I'm going to cut my fabric by 1/2 of an inch. Then I will fold it, as you can see me do in the video. After that, I'm going to sew my fabric. I will be stitching down that side of the front piece to the pocket. I'll be measuring 2 inches in my pocket, then I'll place down my front piece. I'll make sure they align with the pocket. After that, I'll top stitch the waist to the pocket, then pleat that pocket side so that it does not disturb the zip flap when I'm fixing it. When I'm done with that, I'm going to lay my shorts on the pocket, make sure they align with each other, then go down by 1/2 an inch, then notch the pockets so that I'll be able to sew around the pockets. Just follow the steps as you can see me do in the video. Once I'm done with that, I'll be trimming the excess fabric, turn it inside out, then top stitch the pockets. Then we are done with our pockets. I'll go ahead to top stitch the shorts to the pocket right there. So this is how the pocket should look like when you are done with it. I went ahead to interlock all the sides of my shorts, both the front and the back. The only one I didn't interlock was the front waistline. For the zipper, I'm going to measure 6.5 inches on my crotch depth, then give it a slight notch, just a little bit notch, please. Don't notch too much. I'll use a pin to hold both of my pieces together before notching. After that, you'll be fixing your left flap, the one you attach the paper stay on. You'll be fixing it to your left short. What I did here was just go up by 1 inch. From the 6.5 inches notch on the short, you place the flap exactly on that 6.5 inches. Then sew from that 1 inch on the flap. You sew up. I went ahead to top stitch again. There's a lot of top stitching in this project. For the right flap, I'll look for an extra material, then place the right flap on the material. I'll make sure the right side are facing each other, then sew and turn it, as you can see me doing in the video. After sewing, I went ahead to trim the excess fabric. So this is what your right flap should look like when you're done sewing. So you have to go ahead to top stitch the right flap too. So on your right flap, you have to mark 1 inch on your right flap too. Place your zip on it. After you place your zip on that 1 inch, you take your right short from the 6.5 inches you marked on your right short, you place it on directly on the zip. Make sure they are aligned, they are on the same line whenever you're sewing. Please don't make a mistake. It will take time, but I feel with time, like with practice, you'll be perfect. Remember, they all have to be on the same straight line. The three of them have to be on the same straight line before sewing. When you're sewing, I mean. So this is what it should look like once you are done sewing. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to pin my front pieces together. Then I'm going to sew my crotch depth to that 1 inch that you mark on the zip flap. So this is what it should look like. Make sure you sew a little bit above the 1 inch. Once you are done with that, we're going to go ahead and join our zip flap together. When you are sewing, make sure the zip does not show. Like once you are done sewing, make sure it's not visible outside. So this is what it should look like when you are done sewing. You can see the zip is not showing. I'm just going to give it a little stitch right there. Now let's fix our band. I've gone ahead to use a paper stay on my band. My band length was 1/4. I left half an inch for the sewing before placing the paper stay on it. I have also interlocked the other side of my band. If you don't have an interlocking machine, you can use a bias tape. Once I'm done sewing my band, I'm going to trim the excess zip flap, then fold my band on the zip flap like that and sew. I'll trim the excess fabric. What I'm going to do is to mark where the band meets the waistline here, making sure both front pieces align when I join the band. I'm going to fold my other band by 1.5 inches before joining. I was basically just checking if the lines meet each other. To close up your right band, you are going to fold your zip flap like that, then sew slantly. As you can see me mark on the band like that, just sew it slantly like that. I'll give you a clearer view later. So this is how we are going to sew it. Don't worry, when you fold it, it will become a straight line, like it will not be slant. When you turn it, So I will just trim a little bit so that it won't be bulky. So this is how your front band should look like. After that, I'm going to give it that zip shape you see on trouser. I will just sew it just slowly. You don't need to rush, just sew it slowly. So this is how it should look like once you are done sewing. I went ahead to join my front pieces to my back. After that, I joined my back crotch depth together so as to fix the elastic band. So the elastic band is actually the measurement of one back short, but I added 2 inches together so it won't be too tight. So I'm going to sew my elastic band in between my front and back sewing allowance, so it should look like this. Then I went ahead to top stitch, but I like using pin for the back band, for the back elastic, so that I won't make a mistake. So this is what it should look like when you are done sewing. After that, I went ahead to join the side of my short, but I left half an inch at the tip side. That is where my sewing will reach. I did the same thing for the other side too. Once I'm done with that, I'll be folding my short like so that to close up the half an inch allowance. So when you turn to the other side, you see that the lines align, like they meet each other. One is not up, one is not down. Just look at it. We are just left with the hem of our trouser, of our shorts, So I went ahead to open my sewing allowance, as you can see me doing in the video. So once I'm done pressing my clothes, I'll be folding the hem by 2 inches, then I'll press it. When you are sewing, make sure to start from the inside of your short so that when you reverse, it won't be showing on the outside. I went ahead to fix my hook, but you can actually use a button. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share to get notified when I upload a new video. Bye.